It's a me, not Mario. Hello, this is Mark from Console Choice, and today I'm going to be talking about top 5 2D Mario games. That's your old school, get from the start of the level to the flagpole at the end kind of Mario games. So there'll be no Paper Mario, no Odyssey, no Galaxy, no 3D World or 3D Land. They all belong in a different video. Just the top 5 2D. So, that's my intro. Let's get into the good stuff. First up at number 5 is the original Super Mario Bros. By no means my favourite, nor am I good at it, but it's the game that arguably launched the modern gaming era and caused a dramatic increase in home console popularity. It deserves nothing short of love and respect, plus that soundtrack is still awesome, and the controls are on point. A fine example of Nintendo polish. While we had a NES when I was a kid, we never actually owned this one. This is one we borrowed off somebody at some point with the original Duck Hunt. We gave back the cartridge, but kept the light gun for Duck Hunt. Still had that for many years. That first gun was still a dick. The SNES received a modernised 16-bit version of the game for Super Mario All-Stars, which improved the graphics immensely, provided new arrangements for the soundtrack and effects, and actually saved your progress. What an amazing time the 90s was. Plus, look how much better Bowser looks. He's gorgeous. At number 4 we have Super Mario Bros. 2. Again, this received the 16-bit update that Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 3 received. For anyone that isn't aware at this stage, Mario Bros. 2 didn't start off as a Mario game. It started off as a game called Doki Doki Panic that got reskinned for its Western release. As a result, it is nothing like any Mario game that's been released before or since. You don't kill enemies by jumping on them anymore, you kill them by throwing mostly vegetables at them, or occasionally other enemies. This is probably one of the first video games I ever played when my brother bought his NES. This was one of the games that came bundled in with it, so it is definitely one of the first games that sort of ever appeared in my house. It consequently will always have a bit of a fond place in my heart. It also spawned one of my favourite cartoons, the cartoon that went with the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. The voices for those characters will always be the voices in my head. Sorry Chris Pratt, it's never going to be you, mate. This game also changed up the formula where we weren't working towards a flagpole or goalpost. At the end of every level you get a Birdo to fight. Introduction of Birdo, yay, very nice. Then you pick up this thing he spits out, which opens that mouth, and then another change to formula. We have this weird slot machine mechanic for playing for lives. Mario Bros. 2 was also the first game to give us extra playable characters. We get both Toad and Princess Peach. Both have slightly different handling and mechanics. Toad's more of a short jump but speedy runner. Princess Peach is more of a floaty light jump kind of deal, giving you a little bit more time to place your landings. Mario Bros. 2 also spawned the nightmare of this mask chasing you forever once you steal his key. He keeps coming. As long as you're holding that key, he keeps coming. At number 3, we have Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This is pretty much the most refined version of the 2D Mario system. This is the port from the Wii U game onto the Switch. Again, it has carried a lot over from earlier Mario games, including multiple characters to choose from, including this guy, who's an easy option for the game. He's basically invulnerable, so you can just blitz through the levels, which is very, very cheeky. This is the 4th or 5th of the new Super Mario Bros. Series. It's taken heavy influences from Mario World, which is why I've included it here. It's kept the idea of the Koopalings as mini-bosses, the world map system where you travel around with multiple paths, secret exits to the levels, a whole bunch more power-ups to play with. Mini castles are also in there as well. It really feels like a modern Super Mario World for me, which is why it's at the sort of this place in the list. I love the way the enemies dance to the music. This game really does have a lot of charm to it. I really quite like the art style. That may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I really quite like it, and dancing Koopa Troopers is just adorable. Also, a big shout out to Painted Swampland as one of the more creative design choices for how to make a level look. This painted idea is really quite beautiful. Sadly, it is only in this one level. I wish they'd used it a bit more, but there are plenty of other ideas in this game that do show how creative the devs got to be. I feel like the character models should have had the same painted effect added to them though. I think that would have really kicked this up a notch. I like my boos painted. Also, penguin suit Mario? Amazing. No heavy nostalgia for this one, it's just a really quite well made Mario game, although the controls do occasionally feel janky, where they've tried to merge certain things like the ground pound from the 3D series into a 2D style, which doesn't always work well. And in at number 2, it's Super Mario Bros. 3. This is undeniably one of the most popular games of its era, so it really steps the formula up on the previous Mario games. This was the first Mario game to introduce the movable world map with selectable levels. Didn't have secret pathways like some of the later versions, but you know, it was still a huge step up. Graphically, this game did so much more than the first 2 games, with its backgrounds and its character sprite work. It was the first Mario game to add in power-ups beyond the Fire Flower and the Invincibility Star. It added most famously the Raccoon Leaf that allowed you to fly, and that really gave a great sense of freedom to the whole game when you were able to just fly over large chunks of level, as well as having a little raccoon tail flick attack. Also the first Mario game to add in the Toad houses, where you could win bonus items. Storable items were introduced for the first time as well, allowing you to go into a level with a power-up already. Also introduced match-up puzzles for extra lives, mini castles with mini bosses, we also saw the introduction of the Doom ships and also the Koopalings, Bowser's children, being used as bosses. A whole bunch of firsts in this game. There was a bad cartoon adaptation of this, but all in all I have many fond memories of late nights with my brother, both of us trying to crack through this game because save files still weren't a thing on the NES version. So here we are, my all-time number 1 2D Mario game is Super Mario World. Was that a big surprise by this stage? Probably not. This game has a lot of my favourite mechanics from 2D Mario games, the overworld map with branching paths and secret passageways, the switch palaces allowing for coloured blocks to be filled in. This idea would be reused in Mario 64 to an extent. My favourite thing by far, of course, would be Yoshi being added into this game. Part power-up, part new character and buddy. This was just the greatest addition for this game. The fact that he has had an entire series of games spawned from him and is now a playable character in just about every Mario game. Mario Kart, Mario Sports, Mario Party. All of that just makes me love Mario World all the more. This time around we've got the feather being brought in to allow Mario to fly. Ghost houses are introduced. And some downright fiendish secret exits to levels. There was Star Road, which simultaneously provided fast travel points for the game as well as the most challenging levels. We got this gloriously dirty bassline for Bowser's backing track, as well as the big sexy 16-bit beast himself. Look at him. Oh, glorious. Once again, I never owned this one as a kid. It's one I only first owned it when it was on the Wii eShop. We had some friends who always had the newest consoles and things, so we used to spend hours and hours around theirs. From what I can remember, mostly watching them play the games, but every now and then they let us play. But it has, since I was about 6-7 years old, been essentially my favourite Mario game ever, and I don't think that's ever really going to change. But there we have it. That is my top 5 2D Mario games. Do you guys agree with my list? Are there any really obvious 2D Mario games that I've just completely forgotten and not mentioned? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm Mark, this is Console Choice, and I'll have more for you soon. Sweet bouncing Yoshis, I forgot Super Mario Land 2. That's a great game. Play that too.